up, Blair Bears? We're back. We're back with another episode of Spaced Out with me, Blair Socci. Can you even believe it? Wow, this is incredible. And you guys, it's a huge day in the studio. This is a monumental day in the studio because I have one of my dearest friends and comedic idol in the studio today.
You're crazy this morning. You're crazy.
No, this is me every day, bitch. You know that. And this is Sophie Buddle, everybody. Please welcome Sophie Buddle.
Thank you.
And can you believe it? She doesn't even drive. She had to Uber to get here.
I don't drive. I won't drive.
I love that.
And people love to ask me when I'm going to learn to drive. And it's like, I get where I need to be.
No, I'm good. I have a boyfriend who loves me.
I have a boyfriend who loves me and Uber drivers who love me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Sophie is a very, very well-decorated comedian. Tonight Show, Corden, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
She won a Juno Award in Canada, which is like the Canadian Grammy.
Yeah.
For her album or special?
Album.
Oh, album. Yeah. Okay, they don't do albums here. And I prepared because this episode is going to be a love fest.
I mean, what do you feel like about the LA scene right now? Do you feel like it's good? Do you feel like it's been better? When do you feel like was peak LA for you?
Well, when I moved here in 2018,
It was popping.
It was the alt scene was like incredible because like two classes above us all had very robust weekly shows, you know, like Cameron Esposito, Kurt Braunohler, and
Oh my God, it was still Meltdown.
Like all those things. Like, so there were two healthy weeklies that were big shows where it's like a big deal to get booked on them every single night.
Yeah.
And like two doesn't even sound like a lot. I actually think that smaller scenes have like more big weekly shows than like the huge comedy scene of LA.
Did you start in LA?
No, I started in New York.
Oh, you started in New York. I mean, that's insane too. I always say that
No,
it's so
it was perfect
nice.
place to start.
Really?
I could not imagine starting in LA ever. Like my friends who started here, like Amy Silverberg and Chris Estrada and stuff.
But how do you start in New York? I feel like that's way harder.
No, there's a million more mics. Like there's literally like
yeah, that's true because you can zip around.
Yeah, and it's so easy to bop around. You're not driving. There's a million shows. Like here, when I moved here, I was doing a good alt show like every single night.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, the alt scene was so great here. And then the pandemic happened. Like 5 of the main alt venues closed and just never reopened. And like the alt scene here never bounced back.
Recovered. Yeah.
You teach me so much about life. Like I wrote down here that even though you're younger than me, I really feel like you are so like you're older, like you're like my mentor.
That's so funny because I do feel like we're about the same age, but I view you very much as my daughter. Like I trust you to make good choices, but I am watching.
No, but like even
or niece, but I'm uncle. You know what I mean?
You are like my hot, rich
auntie.
Yes, like teacher, mentor, idol.
Maybe it's the autism connection.
I know.
I don't know if I have autism, but I've always been drawn to the autistic community.
Sophie feels like a mentor to me. I have to bring this up. Younger than me, but you're so wise. It has stuck with me recently. I thought about this other day, how you told me that you tell yourself, this was like a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
You tell yourself, I can do anything.
Yeah.
And that stuck with me. I've thought about that every day since I saw you.
Wow.
Yeah, because I've been trying out saying it to myself, like when I'm trying to do something hard, like even if I don't believe it.
Yeah.
And it's like.
It makes a huge difference.
It does.
So I was saying that to myself when I was like a little kid. Like people would ask me like, what are you going to do? And I would say, I can do anything. And it was just it was more of a like precocious little like. It was honestly more of like a PR non-answer. Like when people ask me, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's like, I can be anything. Like it was more just annoying. And now I use it all the time because, I mean, honestly, the times I use it the most is for like little ADHD tasks that I can't get done.
That are so brutal.
A little phone call, a little email, scheduling something, filling out a form, and then there's an issue when you finally muster up the energy to fill out a form, and then it's like, oh, you can't edit this. My entire body goes into shock when I'm faced with barriers in a form.
100%. I obviously didn't find out that I also have ADHD until last year. Like, it hasn't even been a year in autism. I have since learned that neurodivergent people like subconsciously gravitate towards each other and find each other. But you were really like my first friend who talked to me about how difficult ADHD is, and like that I really understood like how it affects you and your brain, and like how like it's amazing how you're so successful, because it is really difficult.
Well, it's a funny thing too, because nobody thinks that it's real and nobody thinks it matters. And it's
like everyone has ADHD. Everyone is a little autistic. Yeah. It's like, absolutely not. That's not true.
Maybe it's because we're in stand-up, and maybe it's like, maybe a lot of people do take it seriously, and then stand-ups are just the ones that are like, oh, ADHD.
Making jokes.
Yeah, because I remember when like gluten first came on the scene, and every single comic was like, had these, oh, really? You get bloated when you eat bread? Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have diarrhea, brother.
No, like I am
my brother in Christ. I'm having diarrhea.
Incapacitated, like like the Satan out of me.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a really funny analogy. That's so true. If you guys don't know, my mentor Angel Sophie, has celiac disease. So don't give her. I always forget though, because when we like to have sometimes like every now and again when we're both in the same place, which is the saddest part about having the most beautiful, magical, successful girlfriends in comedy, is that we're always gone.
Impossible to schedule a hang.
Yeah, but like we've enjoyed some ladies who lunch moments and dinners, and I always forget. Like,
I'm inspired by your lack of dietary restrictions. I find it really grounding to be around.
I have learned since my diagnoses, a lot of other comorbidities have come to light.
No.
Yeah, like I just got diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
You're ailing?
It's a connective tissue disorder that is like very common in autistic people. And
connective tissue.
Yes.
So in your brain or your body? Your body.
So like all my joints are like really loose, and like
joints are loose.
I'd always have subluxations, and like
what's that?
It's like where your joint pops out of place.
What?
I have like a joint pain. Your skin is different. You scar really easily. Like
Blair.
Yeah, there's like a lot of bodily pain. Like you have to tell doctors need to know, because you need more anesthesia, because the pain is so much more than a typical person.
Is this a scam you have going to get extra anesthesia?
No. But it validates like my insane
pain tolerance?
Yeah, like pain intolerance. Like going to the dentist and stuff.
Well, sensory-wise, also dentist is a nightmare.
It literally brings me to my knees.
Yeah.
Like,
dentist is brutal.
Or like any surgical procedure or whatever.
You got great teeth, though.
Thank you.
Did you have braces? Did you have braces?
Yeah, I did have braces, yeah.
So I did. I didn't have braces growing up, but I had, as an adult, Smile Direct Club, which I don't know if you heard about that, but it's like knockoff Invisalign.
We talked about this when I started Invisalign for a year.
And so when I was like halfway through my treatment, I got an email from Smile Direct Club that was like, hey, we're about to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And so I did not get to complete my treatment.
But your teeth look so beautiful.
Thank you. They did a lot of it, but there's like still like all of the teeth on this bottom run are still like faced into my mouth. And so I guess that was the last thing that they were going to correct.
Damn.
No worries.
Damn. Sorry about Smile Direct Club. Oh my God. But Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, like I've had a lot of issues that I basically just, my way of dealing with it is just trying to ignore it my whole life.
Yeah.
Like I've had people with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome usually have like brutal TMJ, which I've always had. I've tried everything to fix it, and you know, it is brutal. The Invisalign was for my like jaw alignment.
Okay.
And then like pelvic floor issues. Yes. Yes. And it really helps with the pain. And I like how it is slimming, because I can I grind to death.
Yeah.
You know? But then also like pelvic floor is like the same thing. Like
you're like, I have a condition, so it's like really extra tight and like wet, and it
literally is though.
Yeah. It's just because of my ailing disease.
No, and like people have told me that in the past. Like, they think they're complimenting me. I'm like, no, honey, that's a disorder.
Honey, that's a disease.
Yeah,
That's
and it's a disease that you can't get enough of, bitch. I just look back and I grieve because when I got diagnosed, I just feel so sad that I struggled so much unnecessarily and like thinking that I was like up my whole life.
No, it's such a relief to get a diagnosis. It's such a huge relief because you're like, oh, I'm not just a lazy piece of shit. I'm also ADHD.
Yeah,
on
like,
top of being lazy.
Yeah, and like autistic. Neither of us are lazy. We're like two of the least lazy people alive.
It's so funny because that's really my like thing where I'm just like, oh, everybody thinks I'm fucking lazy. I gotta get up, gotta do stuff. But
I know. I would say you and I are some of the least lazy people that I know.
That's fine.
Was so shocked that because I got a diagnosis, like I was like, I need to be sure because I will just doubt myself.
Yeah.
Until I know for sure. So I did a comprehensive like 8-week evaluation where they asked me 1 million questions about every area of my life from like birth to now. And when I got the diagnosis, even though I like I was pretty sure before I went into it, I cried for like a month after.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I don't have this. And then all of a sudden, like the more I learned, I was like, oh, I have every single symptom.
Yeah.
And now and like, I also think I have like MCAS. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's like histamine issues. That's really.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about this. I've heard about this.
It's really prevalent in.
I think that I might have this too because my mom and I are addicted to Advil, cold, and sinus.
Right.
And it's actually something that you can't get like over the counter in America. It's like it's like called something else here, but in Canada it's called Advil, cold, and sinus. My mom and I buy the like huge like if there was a bathtub full of Advil, cold, and sinus, we would buy.
I love when you smuggle Canadian goods into this country.
Yes, and so I always go back to Canada and I fill my pockets and then I like come back to America and I take it all the time. Sometimes my mom and I will just be hanging out and she's like, do you want an Advil, cold, and sinus? And I'm like, yeah, sure. One year for Christmas, Mace made me a mug that said, don't talk to me until I've had my Advil, cold, and sinus. And it has like the exact cover of like the Canadian one that I like. It's my favorite mug. I use it every morning.
Wait. What? To love is to be known.
Yeah, and I cried when he gave me this gift because it made me laugh so hard.
And it's so funny too.
But it's clearly a histamine issue.
Yes, and also another thing is like for the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, they say that there's a lot of chronic sinus issues, which I've had my entire life, and it's not even from congestion. It's because the tissue is collapsed.
Yeah, like a deviated septum type thing.
Yeah, just stuff like that where it's actually the system is like can't work right, like because the airways are like collapsed.
Well, I don't know if you know, but I'm getting a nose job this summer.
You are? Where?
Well, deviated septum in LA.
Oh.
I have a deviated septum, but I'm like, while you're in there, take a little off the top.
I was just talking yesterday about my goals for the year. And I said at the end of the year, I will be researching the best plastic surgeon in Tijuana and getting my upper bleph.
Oh, why Tijuana?
Because it's like a fourth of the price. And like also there's so much info on TikTok, on Beauty Talk.
Yeah. Would you ever go to Korea?
I would love to go to Korea and get a bunch of like lasers and stuff.
I can't believe what Korea is doing. Because the way it was explained to me is like, yes, you can go to Turkey if you want like the cheapest of everything. In America, it's the most expensive of everything. And then Korea is the middle. It's like, it's not as cheap as Turkey. It's not as expensive.
But they're also way ahead of us in skincare.
Way more advanced. They're way more advanced. More. And they have all these things. I found this one place in Korea that all they do is they fully like analyze all of you. And then they help you become more symmetrical based on from within. From within.
I think that we saw the exact.
Yeah,
I've seen a ton of these TikToks.
It blew my mind.
It blew my mind too. And so let me know if you want to go to Korea. I've already talked to Rosebud about it, and she said yes. Let's definitely go.
Let's go with Rosebud too. That'd be amazing.
Okay, fabulous. Okay, this makes me so happy. Another thing I've learned in my 10 months of knowing about my neurological differences is that it's very common for neurodivergent women to be extra into beauty because either unconsciously or consciously it's like making it easier for yourself and to move through society.
Yes, absolutely. It's like quite literally masking. You're putting a mask on.
Yeah.
But it's also everybody's kind of noticed that the more beautiful you look, the more accepting other people are of your quirks
100%, sadly.
and your needs. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's why I've talked about this because I'm saying this on stage right now. I'm like, I'm happy like I got diagnosed because it's clarified so much for me and like made my life a lot better. Like my self-esteem, like I'm not up.
No.
You know, that just vague idea was like, I was like, God, why do I have way less energy than most people? Why do I get drained so much more than my peers? Like all these things. And it's because, my sensory processing is 50% more than a neurotypical person.
Yes. And it's also like the world is so sensory unfriendly.
Yeah.
It's so unbelievably loud everywhere. When someone has music playing, if somebody's watching TikTok on their phone out loud at the airport, I think that they should be put in jail. Like it makes me so physically angry. I was doing shows in Europe in the summer and we were in Norway and we were in like the airport lounge and some man was like watching TikTok pretty quietly on his phone, but out loud. And me and this woman who clearly was Norwegian kept making eye contact with each other. And we're like,
so mad.
She gets up, she goes over to him, she takes his phone out of his hand, she goes, "It's too loud." I was like, I'm moving to Norway.
She's my angel. Was Norway cool?
Norway was so cool, but sensory-wise is what struck me. They have this like beautiful in Oslo. If Oslo is not in Norway, I'm going to be mad at myself. But I think it was Oslo.
You're allowed to make mistakes.
Like, exactly.
Especially, I was just talking about that.
But they have this long boardwalk like by the fjord or whatever. And it's like all these restaurants and they're all outside. And you could imagine it being like Venice Beach, just nightmare pounding music. People are doing bullshit.
Yeah.
It is deadly quiet.
I know.
It could be every restaurant is packed. You could hear a pin drop.
Yes.
Music playing.
I truly had the exact same experience when I went on my grief sabbatical for 2 weeks to this small town in Croatia.
Croatia.
Yeah, because one of my late brother's best friends from college was born there and their family has a house there because her parents grew up there.
That's awesome. That sounds so cool.
It was so cool and it was so magical. But it was like I literally just felt my entire nervous system settle. It was incredible. It was so rejuvenating. Well, I usually start the podcast with Freako Fact of the Week.
Love it.
But like we just, of course, as I knew what happened, just got so locked in! Locked in! So much I have to ask! Oh my God, I'm absolutely floored by this week's Freako Fact of the Week.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean ride originally used real human skeletons?
What?
Yes! I didn't know this. I've been going to Disneyland since I was like 1 year old, like as a Southern California native, you know? And like, I don't know at what point they stopped using human skeletons. I'm sure it was before I started going there. But like, what the hell, Walt Disney?
The thing is, from what I understand about Americans, I feel like that's the greatest honor you could provide a dead body.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Did the public know about this? Like, was this just like a thing everyone accepted? Or did they have no idea and just wondered why the energy was so freaky in there?
I mean, yeah, it is good for ambiance. I do get that because you do want it to have that kind of vibe that there's a dead body in there. But I feel like so many people get engaged at Disneyland that it's only natural to, also end your life there. And I assume as decor, not like working there or something.
I don't know how that would happen. I also assume as decor. But did those people's skeletons, did they sign off to that when they were alive? Like, did they know that their remains would be making millions of dollars in some sort of fucked up entertainment death cemetery? It does. Like,
the family should get residuals. The family should get residuals.
I hope they do because they're profiting off of their human bones, you know?
Wow.
It does make sense, I guess, though, like why that ride always scared the shit out of me as a kid, even though I really loved it. Like, I did feel genuinely scared in there. I'll literally never stop thinking about this.
Wait until you find out that It's a Small World is all human stem cells and embryos. All those little waving.
That will absolutely break me. Like, I've already been pushed to the edge by this. I can't.
You're on the brink. You're already on the brink.
I'm on the goddamn brink. Like, those skeletons were the real skeletons in there. No wonder it was so fucking scary. Do you have any
Yes, I do. So I've probably already told you this before because it's my favorite fun fact, and it's that whales were wolves.
No. What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I've never heard this. Are you kidding me?
Whales
No, I know them.
were wolves.
Take me through the journey.
So in prehistoric times, there were these animals. They were like wolves, but they had like hoofed feet, and they were hunting a lot in shallow water. And they were spending so much time trying to get fish from shallow water that their snout kept moving higher and higher through evolution until eventually that turned into their blowhole. That's why they're mammals. Yeah. And the reason I like to say whales were wolves is because I love to, especially when I know that I'm 100% right about something, I love to say something extra stupid so that men correct me. And then later they have to Google it and find out actually whales were wolves.
We are so similar in that way. That is crazy.
It's entrapment, first of all.
No, like we have to get our rocks off somehow.
I know, and it really feels good. I love to be like whales were wolves.
Yeah.
And then so many guys will go, no, they weren't.
Yeah.
That's just not true.
Yeah.
They were. And it's like I found out because I was on Air Canada. Shout out to my country. It's our kind of
shout
better,
out to your country as
our
well.
better airline.
Sure. I actually hate Air Canada so much.
I mean, all airlines are evil.
Yeah,
but
sorry about that.
No, fair enough.
You know, I am 100% always on your side.
No. And I'm 100% on your side.
I know that about you.
It's us against Air Canada. It's always been that.
Okay, and any of
you up.
yours is mine. Yeah.
So I was on Air Canada, and there was a documentary on the entertainment system called When Whales Walked. And I was like, you have my full attention. You have my full, I'm sat. It was a two-parter documentary. I watched all of it. The second I got off the flight, I call Mace. I'm like, whales were wolves. He obviously is like, no, they were not.
No, they weren't, Sophie.
And I'm
yes, they were.
He's like, you have to stop doing this. You have to stop getting off a flight and calling me and saying threatening things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whales were wolves.
This is on you.
It's literally not my fault that whales were wolves.
Not your fault and never in any way your fault. And you know what's great about that is like, there's something about being on a plane where you can lock in on something like that where you wouldn't at home. And you're so, like, because you're on a plane and you're 30,000 feet in the air, you're so locked in. Like, you can focus so much better. Yeah. And wow, that must have been just like a really pivotal moment for you.
Exhilarating. It's for me in my life is before and after I found out that whales were wolves.
Right. Just like me and the Disneyland skeletons.
Exactly.
That we imported and stole bones from other people to make money.
For decoration.
Yeah, for decor.
Yeah.
So how did some wolves stay?
Well, there's different, the genome breaks off. It's not like all of them were these.
Did you hear that? My bitch said genome. You even know that word?
And this is the thing. So, Mace is very nerdy. Mace is very into quantum mechanics, quantum science, like consciousness stuff.
Oh, that's what I'm really into too.
Yes. Well, and so I learn about it because he's into it, so we could talk about it, whatever. But it's so funny because I always end up getting back to like something that humans do, and it always ends up going back to caveman days. And he will get into something he's interested in, and it always ends up back at quantum physics. And I realize that for both of us, it's like we're just trying to figure out what's going on.
Right.
And then that's always the nugget that it ends up at the end.
Is Mace neurodivergent?
He has extremely unaddressed bad OCD.
Yeah.
Extreme.
Which I also
to an
have,
extreme degree. But he's never been to a doctor or anything about it because he's scared that they're going to make him do exposure therapy. And so he won't go
And they will do that.
He won't seek treatment.
Trust me, they will do that. But I'm talking about this on stage right now. Like, but I would have never thought I had OCD because like I'm pretty chill dude.
Look at you. Would this guy have OCD? Would this cool chill guy have OCD? No.
No, but I didn't know that like it could be just like rumination and intrusive thoughts. I thought it was like
There's
rituals
a lot of different
and
kinds.
stuff.
A lot of different kinds of OCD.
Pure O,
yeah.
Which I hate that name. It's like way too sexy. That's literally part of my joke. I don't want to do my bits on here, but I could so easily. So it was just very shocking to me, but also another comorbidity that is basically inseparable from autism because you're like constantly trying to.
Well, you can't break the cycle. It's like you think about something and then it loops again, and then you can't shake it. Whereas you would think kind of maybe you're ADHD could help you a little bit take over, make you forget.
I think it does actually help me.
Okay, that's
but
good.
really, I will say that, and I talk about my therapist literally every single episode because I truly think she's the best therapist who has ever lived. Sherry is her show business name.
Her stage name.
Her stage name. And her real name is Katie. And Katie is so precious to me. You guys will never even know, no matter how many times.
Is she older? What's her?
I think she's either younger than me or my age, but she's always getting new accreditations. And I sought her out. It's a form of therapy called IFS that works with
the Israeli military.
No, that's the IDS, you silly girl. No, it's called like internal family systems. And basically it works like where you address different parts of yourself. You know, when you say like a part of me wants this, but another part of me wants this, you talk to the parts and like integrate like rejected aspects of yourself. And like it has helped me so much, like unpacking a ton of shame and like old stuff like that, because I am so cerebral into like I would intellectualize everything in therapy, past therapists for so long.
Yeah.
And I would be able to repeat a story or whatever, but I like wasn't seeing my life change.
And it's hard. And if you're not feeling connected to your body and connected to your emotions, then you're not actually like working through stuff. You're like documenting data.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
No, I had to learn how to feel my feelings, which was like not something that I thought it was kind of a point of pride. I was like, I don't really have feelings, and like I can kind of just like take it, I can have things that happen to me. I write them down, and then it's like that's just something that happened.
Wait, that's so funny. I journal every day since I was a child.
Oh, I journaled a little bit as a child, but then my cousin moved into the house my mom and I lived in, and then she got my room, and then she found my journal, and then she exposed my secrets at dinner.
What's her name?
Sarabella, bitch. Sarabella.
She
called out my crush.
Cross our own.
She
ever.
called out my crush at dinner in front of my whole family, and so I never journaled again.
My brothers, I took some time off too.
I would never call Sarabella bitch. I love you, Sarabella.
I love you, Sarabella, because Sophie loves you. But if she didn't forgive you, then I wouldn't forgive you either.
I forgive you and I lift you up.
Okay, and I lift you up too. I was in this stage, like, and I am chronically naive, which, and I can't wait to talk to you about this, which people think because, like, I have this voice and, like, I'm a smiley blonde woman that I'm a fucking dumbass, when really I have an extremely high IQ and 2 degrees, a graduate degree, an undergraduate degree from very, like, prestigious schools, and then
graduate degree and undergraduate degree, bitch.
Yeah, and they like
bitch,
they'll
do not cross us.
They'll write
do not cross us
on like comedy clips like you're a dumbass, or like when I did John Marco's podcast and I talked about getting diagnosed with autism, they were like, "Oh yeah, she's a very less developed person." It's like, no, I have autism, so my brain doesn't think anyone's going to break in to snap the lock of my diary in half without barely any use of force and go read my entire diary like my brothers did.
Did they expose you?
And it happened multiple times.
Did they expose you?
Well, then I caught on, and just in case, like, talked about them in there so that they would read it.
You got to put in some notable lies so that when those lies get back to you, you know which brother was like spreading it around.
See, I wish I knew you back then, because
I was obsessed with privacy as a child. What secret do I have as a 4-year-old that I'm so paranoid somebody's going in my room?
Yeah, but I felt the exact same way. Like, but obviously being like the youngest and stuff, I was constantly terrorized.
Yeah.
By, they were, my parents out of town, their room, when they shared a room, and they were directly above my parents' house. And I was just watching TV, as I love to do and so passionate about.
I love TV.
And they put my favorite stuffed animal in a noose and hung it out the window where I would see it. And I lost my fucking mind, because I'm just like truly the least calculated person. Like I still to this day write in my diary.
That's so violent. That's so funny.
And like I was just always in like protection mode. You know what I mean?
So it slammed against the window. Like you saw it.
Oh my God, I saw.
And so for you, you're like, oh, my teddy bear did this.
Well, yes. And back to this, like I was a super emotional kid. And growing up.
Why?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
And like, but now I realize like I've worked so hard to learn self-regulation. And I'm happy to say that like I have come so far along with Prozac, which I also mention every episode.
Do you like to stim? Are you stim queen?
I do it, but in ways that like you wouldn't know. Like I'm usually playing with my necklace, my hair, my ear. My whole life growing up, I was tapping my foot, and there was a whole thing like in my middle school to high school years. And no matter what, I was not cognizant of it. And this would drive me so crazy if I was the one experiencing it. I could not stop tapping my pencil or like I had no idea about stimming. And now it's like every time I look back in my life, I'm like, how the would I not know?
Yeah.
But
nobody knew. It was a different time. We grew up in the 50s.
We did.
And it was before mental illness.
But I had a problem, like an 8-year problem where at dinner, I couldn't stop tapping my fork. And I would, no matter how many times my dad would be like, stop doing that with your fork. I never realized I was doing it. Finally, junior year, we go to the famous Palm Desert Marriott, which is everyone knows of.
Palm Desert Marriott.
In Southern California, there was an episode of Saved by the Bell college years shot there. And we would go there a lot when we were younger for spring break. And we went to this tap-on place, which, you know, they are fundamentally tapping and chopping the entire time.
Oh, like a
Benihana type of place in the hotel with my parents and 2 of my girlfriends. And this old man, we were waiting forever, so everyone was starving and grumpy. And I guess I was doing it. And he yelled at me, which as I understand, like the Norwegian lady, like too loud. Now, like, you know, I fully understand this man. I fully understand later on in my life this man's anger.
No, you don't yell at a child.
I was 17, but still.
But I bet you kept it tight.
I did keep it tight, and I also looked way younger than my age.
You could have been a child.
Like, when I see pictures of myself in high school, I'm like, you were a child.
Do not yell at someone whose inner child is not yet healed.
Yeah. As soon as the cook finally got there and started chopping, I go, shh, he's going to get mad. Whole table died.
Nice. That's strong.
And
that's good.
And I was like, damn, I got your ass. I'm quick.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm simultaneously oblivious, but also quick. Okay, my first question I have to ask is obviously, how did you get so beautiful, talented, ethereal, and sparkly? Like, truly, like how?
Thank you for the question,
Yeah.
first of all. I kind of, everything in my life, I just copy my mom.
Yes.
I try to be like my mom.
I
She's
love that.
perfect in every way.
I love the way you talk about your mom is the way I talk about my mom.
Yeah. I think growing up, if you, as a little girl, if you just really want to be your mom, you kind of can't go wrong. I mean, obviously, unless your mom is not perfect in every way.
Right.
But mine is. So it's pretty easy. There's the blueprint.
I feel so lucky about that.
I know,
Like when I
me
was
too.
a kid, my mom, I still think this, like I thought my mom was the most beautiful person I'd ever seen.
And I'm sure she is. I'm sure she is.
She is, and she was like I've since met people that like went to college and high school with her, and they were like, you have no idea, like your mom, what she was like. And I thought like I was so ugly compared to her growing up.
I felt the same way about myself. Looking at my mom. And also everybody was in love with my mom.
Yes, 100%.
Everybody's in love. And then, come over and everyone's trying to date her. Because I also had single mom. And so everyone's trying to date her. She's flirting her way out of parking tickets.
Oh, yeah, my mom
she's
too.
doing the whole thing.
My mom used to tell me, like, she won't like this, but I do strongly believe now that my mom is also neurodivergent.
Oh, my mom is extremely autistic. Like, it needs to be, we can't go to restaurants or anything because it's too loud. She'll sit there with her ears plugged. And then she got diagnosed with highly sensitive person, which like
that's what I thought at first.
Well, yeah, which I believe is not technically on the spectrum. It's like a separate. It's just like a sensory specific thing. But, it's my mom. I'll diagnose her with autism if I want to.
Right. And we also have a lot more information now than probably when she was like getting
No, she got diagnosed recently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that too, like through my endless research. Another thing I had no idea about autism was my obsession with reading every book about psychology for 20 years.
Yeah. So you're just trying to figure out what's going on.
I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because so my mom would always say like, and, it's different back then. It's still like this, but she'd always say like, it's easier when you look good and feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
And I would see like her same thing, get out of parking tickets, people fawn over her, like go way out of their way for her and all this stuff. And I was like, I gotta be smart. I don't have this available to me.
Well, my mom and my mom's mom both have, you think I have big boobs? You think I have big boobs? You're mistaken.
No, your boobs are famous in the land.
You think I have big boobs? My mom and my grandma's boobs should be put in a museum. They're so big.
Wait, this is incredible information to know.
Yeah, I used to put on my mom's bra on my head, and it was like this. It was like a sombrero. Like, it was so much bigger than my skull.
Oh, my God.
And it was like, they both have back problems, obviously, as one would imagine. But I can tell neither of them think living a life with smaller boobs is worth living.
I love that because I've always been amazed by you. Like, you keep them out.
They stay out.
Like, mine are not.
You have great boobs.
Thank you.
Yeah. I've seen them. But
I always am on stage fully covered, like my entire body.
No, and fair enough.
And usually really baggy clothes.
No, and totally fair enough. And I also think that is better for performing. I just choose, like, but
I love you doing it because you're like you're like the Marilyn Monroe of comedy.
Thank you.
I believe you are. But
Thank you.
Well, she was a secret genius too. Some people actually argue that she actually got tested her IQ and it was higher than Einstein's.
Whoa.
But
can't wait to tell Mace that real Einstein head about to have his mind blown.
Is he really? Well, I also recently found out that his wife actually did a lot of the work that he claimed credit for. And she said, you can have all the credit, but I want the money. You can have the fame, but I want the money. So he gave all the money to her, but everyone thinks that he was a genius and a lot of it was all her ideas.
That's very interesting. I didn't know about that.
I didn't know about that. I literally found that out 2 weeks ago.
Was that your fun fact?
No, just one of the million that I compile every day.
Not fun enough. Not making the cut. Not making the cut.
People don't understand I don't have that much time because I spend it all researching. Like, I'm very busy.
I also love to always learn a fun fact. What is more interesting to you, the ocean or outer space? And show your work.
Thank you for asking. I love this question. So I've talked about this on this podcast. I never thought about aliens one time in my life until 2021 when our federal government said aliens are real.
Age of disclosure.
Yes.
You said if the government says it's true, I'm in.
Well, my reasoning for that is like they spent years trying to cover it up. So I was like, why are they telling us now? Like, why do they think that we need to know now? Mm-hmm. And like a lot of people don't even remember. I remember like nobody like even paid attention when they said this.
Not Mace and I. Mace and I were paying attention.
Well, you're my people.
Mace woke me up out of a dead sleep when they announced the Tic Tac video.
I never thought about aliens. I was like, I don't think about aliens. They're probably not real. Like all of this stuff.
That's very surprising to me.
That wasn't where my thoughts were really.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like I've always been like thinking about like spirits and angels and like witches and but I don't know. I didn't get to aliens until they brought up. I was like, oh, you brought it up. Now I'm here. I'm locked in now.
No, if we're at the table.
We're at this goddamn table. And much thanks in due part to Tom DeLonge of Blink-182, one of my favorite bands as a child who raised me.
Yeah.
And so like then I started getting curious. And then my brother, RJ, told me about this documentary that one of his friends who listened to one Joe Rogan heard about on there. And it was about the 1994 landing sightings in Virginia, close to the word in Brazil.
Yeah.
And so I watched the documentary.
Yeah.
And after I watched that, like it made me fully believe, like there was the whole town saw.
Yes.
Visually.
Yes. And that guy who made that documentary recently made a new one called The Age of Disclosure.
I saw it.
Mind blowing. Shout out Reggie Watts. Shout out Reggie Watts was in there briefly.
I forget that. I must have been really stoned. I need to rewatch it. I know I have to watch it many times, but like I've brought it up like a million times on this podcast. And that disturbed my prior worldview of aliens. It kind of rattled me because my view was like, oh, they're benevolent beings that are so far ahead of us intelligently. Like they think of us the way that we think of dogs.
Yeah.
You know? And like if they wanted to blow us up, they would have already done it. Like they've been watching us for years, you know? But then that documentary kind of rattled me because it was all these high level up like military officials who had been in these secret alien discovery task forces for the last century.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, this shit is real. And the reason where it's dangerous is because we shook the tree and tried to siphon their intelligence. And now we're in a new version of the arms race with Russia and China of trying to manufacture that intelligence.
Like reverse engineer the
Yes.
ships that we've collected. So can I tell you my premise?
Yeah.
For
Oh, please. This is the greatest day of my life.
So from Age of Disclosure, we know that different superpowers, mostly nuclear superpowers in the world, have collected different alien ships, species, this, that. We don't know, but we know that different governments around the world have collected things from non-human intelligence, right?
Right.
I think it's a test to see if we can all work together. I think that all of the different technologies need to be put together for us to be able to actually reverse engineer it. And it's a test to see if we have cooperation amongst people. And so many of the times that aliens have showed up, it's been right before nuclear war. It's been above nuclear test sites. It's been above nuclear warheads. And I think that they want us to be peaceful. They don't want us to use nuclear weapons.
That's what I thought. That like they're just around trying to make sure we don't blow each other up.
Yes. And I think the reason they've given little things to all the different nuclear countries is to force us to cooperate and work with each other. And if we could put all of our stuff together and trust each other with the intelligence that each person has gotten, we'd be able to reverse engineer it and advance as a planet.
Well, that's the benevolent aspect of it, but they like insinuated in the documentary that we have upset them by taking some of their intelligence when it's like
I didn't get that they were upset.
No, the aliens, because we have tried to siphon their intelligence from them, and we're in that Virginia documentary, like those 3 alien bodies were shipped to the US. Like, we're in possession of their bodies. Like, how did they die? You know, did they kill them or what? Like, so when they made it sound sinister that we could potentially be pissing them off because we're trying to steal from or have stolen a little bit what we mortal minds can take.
But it's also like if dogs, accidentally, steal an iPhone or something, you know what I mean? Like, I think,
pray to God they think of us as that dumb. Because, like, I feel like I was just talking about how humanity, it's just like the savagery.
Well,
we have come to not do the right thing like a million times.
No, of course. And so, okay, one more fun fact and then I'm done.
No,
one more
I
fun
can't.
fact
No, please
and
never
then
stop.
no more
Please
fun
never
facts
stop.
from me.
This is the best day of my life.
So, caveman times. The reason that we are the dominant species, Homo sapiens, human beings, as we now know them, is not because we were smarter than the other Neanderthals. It's because we were more violent.
Oh, that was so much fun. And sorry to leave you on a cliffhanger, but I just wanted to remind you that part 2 of this episode will be out tomorrow. So look forward to that. And we can't wait to finish the rest of this episode with you. I just love Sophie so much, and I love you too. See you tomorrow. Come see me in Cincinnati this weekend. Commonwealth Comedy Club.